Okay, we are now live streamed.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming. Tonight we have several applications. The one we're doing tonight was adjourned from last month as there was a mix-up with the establishment for the night. So I'm going to ask Minghua, she's the owner. Can you just unmute yourself? Can you know how to do that? You push the button to unmute. We'll give her a chance to look at that while I read then, okay? I have, of course, the report prepared from their application. This is an application for wine, beer, and cider for, I don't know whether it's spice or spicy. The
Spice Sichuan.
Excuse me?
Spice Sichuan.
Spice, not spicy.
I mean the shop is Spice Sichuan, but the name is Spicy Sichuan. I mean the legal business name.
Okay, because I believe, Josephine, that the signage has to match the application, correct?
Right, or the doing business as. So if your corporate name, if you do not have, you must have a DBA on your SLA license, because if the names conflict, then you can get a fine. We've had other businesses, believe it or not, have that. So we just want to let you know that, okay?
Okay, so I'm going to assume it is Spice Inc.,
Okay.
doing business as Spicy Sichuan. I don't know, but they can work that out with you with the actual paperwork for the name. Okay. This was the former restaurant known as Brooklyn Bay Seafood. The establishment's owner is Minghua Jiang, Jiang. There is no attorney listed in the application. The certificate of occupancy states 75 persons. The questionnaire was complete. There was a menu. The premise photos were provided. They will only be background amplified recorded music inside the establishment. No DJ, no live music. There will not be any outdoor use, and there will not be any promoters, private parties, or security. In the application, meanwhile, there were questions regarding receiving and following NYPD nightlife regulations left blank, while all the others were answered. So I'm going to ask you to review that with Josephine. And basically it's saying you understood what the regulations are. Meanwhile, I'm going to ask you, and I speak on behalf of the board, what is your experience in a restaurant business?
I had a cafe that on 20th Avenue, and now I have another one in Long Island.
Wait, is
All
this?
right, wait a minute.
Wait,
I don't know who Patricio Kennedy is.
Okay,
I think that you're looking at a menu of a different.
What's going on?
no. I'm sorry. We're not on your application. We're on Spicy Sichuan.
Okay,
Oh,
so we log out.
Please, so you can please mute. You're not up yet. Thank you.
Minghua Jiang, this is Spicy Sichuan. In the application, could you just give us a brief background as to your experience in the restaurant business?
The background.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have. Oh, you want the background of the restaurant?
No, I want the background of your experience in running a restaurant. We're giving a liquor license, and we're recommending. So what you come here is that we want to see that you understand what it encompasses to have a restaurant and be responsible for people imbibing in alcohol.
Yes. I work in the restaurant is about 15 years.
15 years. And where were these
Yeah.
restaurants? Could you name some for us?
I always work in the Manhattan restaurant. They always have bar. I make drinks, everything. Yeah. It's I work in a Tencent restaurant, a Japanese restaurant, like a few restaurants in the Park Slope.
In the what? In the what?
Park Slope. In Park Slope.
Park Slope?
Park Slope, Brooklyn. Yeah.
All right. Can you name that restaurant?
It's called Nana Restaurant.
Nana?
Correct.
Okay. And you worked the bar?
I work in the front.
You worked in the front? Okay.
Yeah. And
All right.
I work in the bar also. Yeah.
You work in the bar also?
Yeah.
So I'm going to just ask you some questions that are usual for people who
Okay.
we believe are new to this. If I go into your restaurant with my 19-year-old nephew, we can get a drink together?
No,
No? Can I get a drink?
you could, but under 19, no.
Under 19, no?
No,
20 good?
no. Over 21.
Over 21, okay. And in New York State, are we allowed to, I can bring my own bottle of wine in case I feel like it? Somebody brings a bottle of wine, we can open it on the table and drink. That's good?
If I have a beer license, yes.
So a beer
If
license.
I have a beer wine license. So if I have a beer wine license in my restaurant, if the customer they like to bring their own wine, yeah, it's fine.
All right, but
But
without we're talking about without the license.
I don't know.
Can
if
I
I
no
bring a
license.
bottle of wine and drink there?
If I no license, no, I can't.
Okay. Well, we know that that has happened a few times in the past.
Mhm.
Okay. I believe Josephine spoke with you. Josephine, you spoke with him?
Dorothy did, yes.
Dorothy, good, because we received reports that alcohol was being brought into your establishment. You are aware of that, correct?
Me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Okay, and that was going on for quite a while. So if you're telling me you understand the rules and regulations of the SLA, why did that continue?
Yeah. Understand.
No, I asked you, why did that continue? Why did that happen?
Oh, why did it happen? You
Right.
mean okay. Before, I don't know. And the police coming and then tell me if we don't have the license yet, so even the customer bring their own, we also cannot allow.
Okay. See, these are the things that we're concerned about, that the
Yes.
police have to, you're applying for a license from the State Liquor Authority. You say you have experience, that you've worked the bar, but yet the police have to come in order for you to understand that that's not supposed to happen. And that's not something that the community, because we represent the residents. The
Okay.
community is not happy with that. And that
Let me
cannot happen
explain.
at all.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what we need you to do is really just to go online, look up the New York State Liquor Authority rules and regulations, what you should have done before you opened one door, to learn those regulations. And if English is not your first language and it might be difficult for you, then you should have had somebody read it and explain it to you, because we are very serious about what goes on in our community.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I will continue. So that's it. It's located at 7026 3rd Avenue. So I leave it to the board members to ask him some questions that you have.
Yeah. My board member.
No. You don't do that. You don't do that.
Okay.
Put your phone number. The whole world is watching. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
Any
The
board members have
any
questions?
questions from the board members?
Yeah, I do.
Chris?
Yeah, I just have a question. The other establishments that you worked in, or the other places that you worked, were you the owner of those places?
No.
Of any one of those?
No.
Or you just worked
No.
there?
I just work there,
Okay,
and
thank
then
you.
they're open for they already opened the business for a long time.
So they were already established for a long time.
Yeah.
Started working.
This is my first. Yeah, this is my first.
This is your first establishment that you're actually going to own.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Then you're welcome.
Anyone else? Okay, I don't see any. I do have a number of stipulations, if the board members would like to hear them. Okay. That the premise will operate as a restaurant. That the owner will become familiar with New York State Liquor Authority regulations. So you will have to learn them. Not all of them, but the most important ones that will, guide you and protect our residents and your patrons.
Yeah.
That there will be no sale or consumption of alcohol on the premises until appropriate authorization is issued by the SLA. Bring your own booze. You cannot bring a bottle of wine. It is not, or beer or champagne or scotch, as it is not permitted in New York State. As written in your application, the hours of operation will be 7 days a week, 11:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now, I believe, Josephine, that this is 75 persons. So do we need a certificate of public assembly?
Yes, he'll be required to get a certificate of public assembly.
So a certificate of public assembly must be obtained. There will only be background recorded music, and the doors and windows are to remain closed, and the music is playing, and the sound level will be.
Sorry.
Just mute yourself until we need you. The doors and windows are to remain closed when the music is playing, and the sound level will be monitored and remain below the level permitted by New York City Noise Code. There will be no music on the outside of the premises, and there will be no use of outdoor space. The licensee should not use any promoter or have promoted events. There will be no smoking permitted. There will be no subletting. There will be at least a 20% visible view into the establishment at eye level. And the applicant agrees that should it change its method of operation, it will give notice and meet with the community board committee at least 45 days in advance of any such change. So Ming-Hua, would you agree to all of those recommendations?
So you have to unmute.
Now you unmute, Ming. Ming, unmute. Ming, unmute, please. Thank you. Do you
Okay.
agree to all of those stipulations?
Yes.
Okay. All right, to the board members.
I
Joseph.
have a recommendation.
You have another recommendation. Go ahead.
Will he be willing to reduce his occupancy to less than 75 to avoid the public assembly permit?
No, that's a certificate of occupancy. That's a certificate of occupancy. I can't do that.
No, whether he will agree to it. I see.
That comes from the Department of Buildings, right, Josephine?
Or he has an existing certificate of occupancy.
I don't, say that again?
He has an existing certificate of occupancy?
Yes,
Yeah.
75.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't know the answer to that question. I guess if you have your layout that's less than 75 persons,
But that's the C of O. So we just don't change it because we feel like it.
If there is an existing, I'll go along with it, no problem.
Okay? Any other board member with a question?
Barbara,
Yes, Andy.
the lease in effect for the store, is it personally or is it in a corporation name?
I have Spicy Szechuan Inc. as the corporation name.
The last time I looked, it
And
was
then on the awning, it says Spice. So they're gonna have to work that out.
Can you ask the applicant if that's which name is on his lease?
Ming-Hua, do you know which name is on your lease? Is it Spicy or is it Spice?
My list is
Yes,
spicy.
Spicy. Right, so the awning is like wrong,
Yeah.
and they're gonna work on that.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? All right, Josephine, you want to put the poll up?
I will put the poll. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
There's a question.
Is that why we have choices?
Spicy Sichuan restaurant.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What was that?
The question didn't come out yes, no.
It said in favor. I had in favor.
You have in favor?
I had in favor.
I have a choice.
Why the
Okay,
application?
choice 1 is in favor, choice 2 is against, choice 3 is abstention, choice 4 is recusal.
Okay, Choice one, you say is in favor?
In
Yes.
favor, yes.
Okay.
I don't know why it came out that way, Nick. Technology.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay, so
I'm so sorry. For some reason, I got that pop-up too.
okay, I'm sorry. It's only for board members.
No,
to
I understand
vote.
that. I haven't pressed anything. I just wanted to
Okay.
let you know.
We
yeah,
will,
just look, it's 100% for choice one and 11 and 11 and 11 for the other three choices. You want to do it again?
130.
Voice one. You're reviewing the poll.
yeah, give me 1 second.
One dear cider.
Okay,
What on motion?
okay, so this is only for board members. This is the vote, this is the motion that was presented by the chair to, on the spicy Szechuan, application tonight. Okay, so I'm gonna end poll, share results, all in favor. Okay, Barbara, thank you. So we will have our board meeting on Monday, the 13th, and the full board will vote on it. You're welcome to attend. We'll send you an invitation. And then after that vote, we'll be in contact with you to sign the stipulation agreement, okay?
Right, but you have to, work on the name of your establishment. And you really have to go online and look up New York State Liquor Authority.
New York State. Okay.
Okay,
All right. Thank
all
you.
right. Thank you. Josephine, what's your next?
Okay,
Restaurant?
number 2 is Choban Pita and Grill, 691 3rd Avenue.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Ben Akbulut, last name Akbulut, owner, representative of Choban Pita and Grill, Inc.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is a new application for restaurant wine, as he said, Chopan Pita and Grill. It will be Greek and Turkish food.
Yes,
Let's see. Now, your attorney is John,
yes,
and is he with us also?
I do not believe so.
Okay, let me just mark things down on my paper.
He is available if need be, but
That's all right. I just, when we write the report, I have everything written out, prepared. So I'm just making my notes for that. Okay, so included in this application is a floor plan, a certificate of occupancy for 50 persons, and photos of the establishment under construction. It is located at 6918 3rd Avenue. It is anticipated that there will be no more than 20 persons occupying this establishment at one time. There will be 4 tables and 18 seats. There was no menu or photos of what the establishment will look like as a food establishment. There will be no outdoor space used. There will not be promoters, private parties, or security. There will be delivery service. And the owner cites that he has managed the new Istanbul Grill in Manhattan since 2019.
yes,
Ben, do you have a menu? Where did that menu come from?
that's the one.
I didn't see it.
Okay, it was in the packet.
Where did that menu? Okay, there. So I'm going to say there was a menu. Okay, great. Why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Okay, well, I've been in the restaurant business for a period of time. COVID did kind of slow things down, but we were able to get by. And that restaurant, Istanbul Grill, has closed, and we've moved over to here because of the increasing price in rent. It was tripled. So we found it to be a better idea to open up this new place.
Okay.
And prior to all this, I am an attorney. I have my own practice. I've been in practice for 7.5 years. December will be 8. And I represent a lot. I've represented thousands of clients and understand the gravity when asking any kind of regulatory agency permission for anything, that you'd like to do, whether it's selling wine or beer or representing others in court and in other agencies.
All right, any discussion from the committee members, the board members? Okay, So, well, that's a good thing. You
Yes.
know, that's a good thing. When they start asking questions, that usually means that there have been community complaints regarding irresponsible owners. So I'm going to say if they have no questions, they're good. And they also received the application. You know, we mail
Understood.
everything out to them as well. Okay.
Hmm.
As I said earlier, perhaps I didn't, that we basically move to deny the application unless the owner agrees to the following stipulations. And a lot of them are pretty rote. The premise will operate as a restaurant, that there will be no sale or consumption of alcohol on the premises until appropriate authorization is issued by the SLA. Bring your own booze is not permitted in New York State. The hours of operation will be 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Your application says there will not be any music. There will be no music on the outside of the premises. There will be no use of outdoor space. There will not be any promoter or have any promoted events. There will be no smoking permitted. There will be no subletting. There will be at least a 20% visible view into the establishment at eye level. And the applicant agrees that should it change its method of operation, it will give notice and meet with the community board at least 45 days in advance of such change. Are
Duly
you,
noted, except in
Okay.
all respects.
okay? Okay, anything from the committee? Yeah, Josephine, you want to put the vote on the board?
Yep. Okay, again, for some reason it came up choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, choice 4. So choice 1 will be to support. Choice 2 will be to vote against. Choice 3, abstention. Choice 4 would be recusal. My apologies. I don't know why that happened. Okay, so I'm going to share the results. Motion carries.
Yay.
Thank you. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it. And
Good luck.
will I hear from the board?
Yep, so you will hear from
Or-
the board. The board meeting is on Monday, the 13th at the Knights of Columbus on 86th Street off of 13th Avenue. After the board votes, we will be in contact with you to sign the stipulation agreement.
Okay, very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a
Barb-
good night, everyone.
You too now. Barbara, number 3 is Wonder Room Coffee Inc., 7904 3rd Avenue.
Okay. This is a new application for a restaurant named Wonder Room Coffee Inc. The owners, Natalia Perizova and Miriam Goliyaya. You can pronounce it for me if that's
Gogelia.
okay. You could do it better than I can. Okay. They are present with us. I don't have any certificate of occupancy. Do you have one?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
there
it's,
was one, a very.
yeah,
old
this is the one, the yellow.
From 1946, saying that it can be a store.
Right.
We don't have anything else. That's the only one landlord provided.
What was there before? Do you know?
Yes, it was a window and door store. We even have an old door frame still inside.
All right.
Okay.
So the buildings department may require that you obtain a letter of no objection for an eating and drinking establishment. I'm not sure if they will or not, but
Yes, before the window store, the Luliana's restaurant, that and our store was together a
oh,
restaurant.
that's right. It was
Yeah. So they said we
Giacomo's.
shouldn't need that at least. That's what we figured when we signed the lease.
okay,
But I can always double check that with
sure.
the building department again.
Okay. All right. The photos of the restaurant were included. The 500 rule is triggered. There will only be background recorded music and occasional private parties. There will only be background, that already. The hours of operation will be 7 days a week, 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. The outdoor space will be used consisting of 2 tables and 8 seats. Indoors, there will be 25 seats and 6 tables. In the application, there was a typed menu of coffees, teas, shakes, and mocktails. I don't see any food.
Yes, so from food, we have like croissants, cookies, and pastries, as well as like croissant sandwiches, but we haven't written them out because they are like, in the morning we bake them, whatever is available in the afternoon. Basically, that's it. But from food, that's what we have, and we also offer catering services for private events. Like we had baby showers and events like that with food.
Because I remember we worked with Blimpies. And, Blimpie Sandwich Shop, they have sandwiches and they have a grill and hot food. And they were not giving a liquor license because the state said that they did not have enough food there.
Oh,
So Josephine, and that was after they paid like $1,500 for the process. So Josephine, what do I do with this?
Right, so that, well, the liquor authority for this license for an on-premise will request that you demonstrate a menu. Do you have a kitchen in the establishment?
we don't have a full kitchen. No, we have a prep area where we have an oven where we bake, obviously, and we have a prep area like for sandwiches and cheese boxes, and like during catering we use the same area for like to prepare more food like salads and
Right, there is a minimum per the definition. Your method of operation is what is your method of operation? Hold on, I forget. Because there is, even with Bar Tavern, there's a minimum food requirement. So you're gonna, so you'll be asked to fulfill that.
I could also provide you with our like catering menu. So the whole idea that why we want to have the license is for us on the events to be able to offer for like, let's say if it's a birthday party, to be able to offer like some champagne and like rosé and some bubbles. Basically, that's the only thing we're interested in. And I can provide the catering menu for that.
Okay,
Because
that
it
would
has
be
much more food than our like regular menu.
okay. I think that should be fine.
Okay, I'll take your word on that, Josephine. I, of course, have my doubts, but okay.
Okay.
So the hours of operations will be 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. The doors and windows will remain closed. There will only be background recorded music. The sound level will remain below the level permitted by New York City Noise Code. There will be no music on the outside of the premises, and the noise and lighting will follow New York City regulations. There will be no use of promoted events or any promoters. There will be no subletting. The outdoor use will be no more than 2 tables and 8 seats. There will be no smoking permitted. There will be at least a 20% visible view at eye level into the establishment. And the applicant agrees that its method of operation, it will give notice. If it changes the method of operation, it will give notice and meet with the community board and committee at least 45 days in advance. And also, I notice I left one out, that there will be no use or consumption of alcohol on the premises until appropriate authorization is issued, and you cannot bring your own.
Yes.
You agree to all of that?
I do. I just wanted to let you know regarding, you mentioned sublease. We're not subleasing to anyone, but in the same space, we have coffee shop and flower shop at the same time, just to let you know.
It's your establishment, or is it someone else?
No, we're leasing the space, and the owner is obviously aware of everything. And he's all good with that, the landlord. Just wanted to let you know, because I don't know if I had a box to put this in the application.
But Josephine, does that person who's also leasing that space, do they have to have the same background check as the owner? I believe Blimpies are the same exact thing, but the man doing the passport photos.
Yeah, you may have an issue with that.
It may be a real issue. You don't know who that person really is, and if they have a police record.
I mean, these are real technical questions that the State Liquor Authority reviews. I mean, we supported the Blimpie application with stipulations, and ultimately they did not get their license upon review by the agency. You send us our notice. We're not the license facilitators. We don't review the license. We just comment on its appropriateness in the community. So we want you to make sure that you know that in advance of going ahead. You may want to speak to a license expediter or an attorney.
Because we've gone through this in the past, and you don't know these things where you lease out a space, and that may be the reason why you don't get your license.
Okay.
Check that out, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
But let me ask you a question. Now that we know, do we still proceed with provide a recommendation?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, she filed with us and, you know, she put the diagrams and all, and now it's up to us to issue a recommendation because we have 30 days and then she takes it to the State Liquor Authority and they're the agency that reviews it all. But I would get some advice, certainly before you do that, just to save yourself, you know, the costs and funds.
Okay.
Okay.
okay. All right.
Barbara,
Yes, Andy.
when they have parties in the establishment, are they gonna have DJs or anything like that with music?
Nope.
No.
No, nothing?
Background. Happy birthday songs sometimes.
Okay, I'm still a little troubled with I don't know how this is gonna work out with the State Liquor Authority providing a catering menu, which is something that is sent out. It's not really an eat-in establishment, so I'm not quite sure how this is gonna work out with State
Yeah.
Liquor Authority, but
Well, you
that's
know,
That's
Sandy,
up to us.
up to the applicant.
a lot of those rules have changed as far as takeout, catering. I mean, there is a catering license that you know, and there were, I mean, that's the State Liquor Authority's role, I think, at this
Yeah,
point.
I totally understand, but I just don't want these applicants to get into a tough situation.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. You have eat-in service though, don't you?
Yes, we do. People stop by like for like we have croissant sandwiches like with ham and cheese and things like that, like tomato, mozzarella, things like that, cheese boxes and just sweet pastries, some Mediterranean pies with like spinach and feta and things like that. And yes, customers can sit down and eat.
Okay. All right. You ready, Josephine?
I am ready. Again, I'm sorry. So choice 1 will be to vote in support. Vote choice 2 is against, 3 is abstentions, 4 is recusals. Again, only committee members. Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be in
Good luck.
touch. Good
Thank
luck
you
to
so
you.
much. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Okay, Barbara, number 4 is new SLA application for Anthony Azzarelli Bensonhurst Entertainment doing business as Tavern by the Pier, 35 Bay Ridge Avenue.
Okay. As Josephine said, this is a new application for wine, beer, and cider license, Tavern by the Pier. Anthony Azzarelli is the owner. Is there an attorney for Anthony?
Yes, my attorney is also my partner,
And who is that?
Patricio Kennedy. He's also in the meeting here.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm just writing this down. All right, to the committee members, in the file that I received, I picked it up 2 days ago. There was only the 30-day notice to the community board. There is a C of O for this building, which cites 120 persons for the first floor. There was no application questionnaire. The notice checks off jukebox. There is written that there will be stand-up comedy and poetry. Also noted is a talent search. In addition to no application, there was no menu, no hours of operation, no floor plan. There were some indoor photos, but there will not be any outdoor use. There has not been signage on the outside of this establishment. I really don't understand. I mean, Josephine, how long does the applicant have? Josephine, how long does the applicant have to submit the paperwork?
The applicant,
The application.
the applicant was provided with the application, was not submitted. We made several phone calls, reminders. We heard from one person today who said they were going to drop it off. And we did not receive your written
In your
application.
mailbox, at 11:30 today, it was sent, and in your mailbox from my office, I went to my office. The reason why I didn't respond, I told her I had a car accident. I verified I had a car accident coming back from work on Friday when I contacted you at 6 p.m. I didn't get a call Saturday because my phone was in my car when they towed the car. I got my phone back today. I called you immediately when I had it. Thank God I still had electricity. And I told her that we already sent the application. When she checked the application in there, the woman stated that we received it, but it's blank. And I'm assuming sometimes because as an attorney, sometimes my documents, if it's a PDF,
Can
it
you
won't
just
send
slow
out
down? I
information.
don't understand the word you're saying. Slow down. You want to be heard. We want to hear you.
I
So please
apologize,
slow
ma'am.
down.
At 11 o'clock today, to the email for the community board, it was sent, the application, it was sent originally, but they saw it to be blank pages on that was sent with the pictures and the signage, everything, it's there.
We did not receive it.
We did not receive it. It is not
The
there. It
email,
is not there.
I sent at 11 o'clock, I can send it to you right now. At 11 o'clock, you did receive it today at 11 o'clock, immediately after I spoke to the woman.
It never happened.
I have
I'm
proof, I
sorry.
have proof that you received it.
I'm sorry, you have plenty of time for this. We are volunteers. I spend a lot of time going through each.
I
as you-
totally
as you-
understand, ma'am,
as you
and I
see,
appreciate the
And
time
you
that you've given us.
understand that, we work for our residents. I understand that you say that you put a lot of money into this establishment, but this is not something that you put in at the 11th hour. A lot of preparation, a lot of care, and our preparation and care is for the residents of this community, and we deserve respect. We expect respect. And the New York City and New York State have severe and very clearly communicated guidelines on how this has to be done. And it wasn't done that way. Also,
Okay, okay, like I said, ma'am, again, I'm looking at my email right now on my phone. You did receive the application. You did receive the application in full in its entirety at 11 o'clock this afternoon. This one, I show it. It shows sent. You have to receive it. You have to receive it.
Josephine, I
I
mean,
absolutely guarantee I have it.
I was there. 2
Give me
days
one
ago.
more minute. I
was-
looked 5 times today. I reached out, I called. I don't believe I have it. I will triple
And
check.
it's coming from
But
the email,
needless to say,
Immigration Center.
You have to
it-
stop talking.
It was
Stop
due,
talking over. Josephine, excuse me.
yes. Let
This
me
is the first time in 3 years I have anybody who just talks over us, and that will not
No, I
be
apologize.
tolerated.
It's a delay in my
That's
phone, ma'am. I
not going
apologize.
to happen. All right, you hear people's voices,
Yes.
then just wait. I don't want to have to raise my voice. I've never done that in 3 years. But you have to understand also that we are volunteers. We are very good at what we do, and we work for the community. And we do care about our businesses that are opening around us. We care very much for them because
No.
our businesses are the lifeblood of our community. Josephine, it did not come in.
No,
It did not come in. How long have you been managing this establishment, sir?
We're not open yet, ma'am.
You're not open yet.
No, ma'am.
Well, we've had several phone calls, Josephine.
Yeah,
Yes,
so-
I'm
From
aware
our
of that. I'm aware that was way before we took possession of the place, and the landlord came and noticed that, and our lease overdates that.
Okay, but we also received some notification that you would be saying that, and some of the neighbors have taken pictures of you as the same person from before. Do I have that? No, I don't.
You have
No.
a picture of me. Wait, time out, ma'am.
so
You just say
listen,
you have pictures of me.
wait. Let's
I'm
back.
confused.
Okay, so let me just share with the committee that we did not receive the application as required. There is adverse history on this establishment. There are 4311 calls from June 20 to the present.
On the location, not on the establishment.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm speaking. I'm speaking now. Thank you. Since January to the present, there have been 4 complaints. I did speak to Captain Tolson. There was a serious assault relating to this establishment a few weeks ago. We did a public notification and many residents called us. We received a letter from some of the residents to urge the community board to reject this application for a liquor license to the proprietors of the storefront at 35 Bay Ridge Avenue. The activity at this location has been a disturbance and nuisance to residents who live on the block of Bay Ridge Avenue between Narrows and Shore Road. Starting in early 2020, when all restaurants, bars, and businesses were shut down due to COVID, the 2 gentlemen renting the storefront were running an illegal club bar 2 to 3 times per week. People from outside the neighborhood would frequent the location starting at 11 p.m. and going until the early morning hours. Cars would be parked at the hydrants, no standing zones, etc. While the establishment was operating, people would yell, scream, laugh, and talk loudly, fight occasionally. Lots of quality of life complaints were outlined in this letter. There were two owners operating this establishment. They describe one as a bad person who is no longer there, but the other is still there. They continue to see this gentleman, an activity as part of this, this current application. And residents feel that they're concerned. They're concerned about activity that happened recently. And they've been in contact with the 68th precinct, as we have been. So we do have concerns about this. I mean, to say that, I'm not an expert, but what people on the block are saying is that there is still a relationship of this owner with who was there prior to this. And there, in the recent few weeks, there has been activity here. So it's a problem. I would say, I'm not really sure, who the players are here, what's going on, but there seems to be a lot of adverse history before it even opening, and residents are tying this applicant to some of the adverse history that took place in the past. Barbara, I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, I think you've said it all, Josephine. I mean, from what these residents have told me, and they've physically identified the same person we're looking at right now. They're speaking of this as the Bay Ridge Speakeasy, an establishment operating without a liquor license. And if this was not true, and that was the former tenant, then you supposedly have known that. You should have done we had one or two others in the past 3 or 4 years. The applicant brought the owner with a copy of the lease just to show Josephine, to show that it was not the same person, and that's not done either. So
and the landlord did do this. The landlord did do the same, and the landlord went to Josephine. They informed her, no, that was someone else. I got rid of him. This is a new tenant that just rented it. I know it for a fact.
Josephine, did the landlord come to talk to you to say he got rid of the old person?
The landlord did call way before this applicant came that they were getting a new applicant. When I did the public notice, the residents on the block said to me that one of the partners from the prior establishment is the applicant here tonight. I don't know. I don't know who to believe.
Listen, first of all, I'm going to tell you a law. My wife is also attorney. I would never do something like that. This is ridiculous.
And I'm going to say there is no application in the file. So with no application in the file, what more do we have to do?
Right.
Josephine?
There's no application. The community board requires the application to be completed. I'm sorry that the precinct is not in attendance. I did speak to Captain Tolson, who did tell me that there was adverse history and the precinct was concerned as well about a very serious assault.
Well, Lieutenant, I met a Lieutenant Vicinzi or something. He came here while they were building, and he said, "quote unquote," there's no way anything can be happening here because there was build out. He took pictures of the place, and this is okay. I think this is very unfair. I think I'm being blamed for something that's happened in the past.
Well,
there's
look, absent that.
No, wait, excuse me, I'm not done yet. I'm never at the establishment for anybody to stand there and say that it's the same person, because I want to hear to pay contractors. So it's absurd. And again, as an attorney in law, I would never break the law like this and lose my license.
No, let's put it this way, Josephine, there was no applicant involved in this file. You still don't have an application. And with that alone, just the way we did with the other.
Okay. Now, how do I go about this to appeal your decision?
You speaking over me is not going to change anything. Stop speaking. As an attorney, you would understand that. Just as we did with the applicant that was in a little bit earlier, they did not show up. They didn't have a full application. The application was adjourned to the next meeting. So I'm going to leave it to the community board, but Sandy, you have a question? Unmute
Yes,
yourself.
Barbara. I would like to know, I see 3 people here. The gentleman who's speaking is an attorney. Is that correct?
So yeah, my wife, as well as the attorney,
Okay.
the young lady you see, my wife and young
Wait a
lady,
minute. What is your name?
Patricia Kennedy.
You're Patricia Kennedy. And then I see another young lady who is also Patricia Kennedy.
Are you Anthony
Yes, Andy,
Azzarelli?
That's my wife.
Wait a minute.
That's-
Who's Anthony Azzarelli? Anthony Azzarelli, who is that? You're Anthony. So you're the owner, Anthony, correct?
He's muted.
Unmute yourself, Anthony.
Okay, yeah.
Anthony,
Can you hear me?
you're the owner?
Yes. Walter.
Okay, so Anthony didn't bring the paperwork in. And Michael Patricio is the other, you're the one with the beard, correct? You're Patricio
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes, the one with the beard is Patrice, yes.
And what's his role
Our
in this? You're the applicant. Anthony
Yes.
Azzarelli.
Anthony is the applicant. Anthony Azzarelli is the applicant.
Yes.
Okay,
The-
and Patricio Kennedy is the man with the beard.
Is he part of this also?
He passed my phone before, so. I don't know if it's- okay.
All right, you're breaking up. Now I have two, no. you keep
Okay.
Switching places. What's going on?
Get-
I've never
We
had a
switched-
meeting like this in 4 years.
No.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Confused. I don't know who's who in this situation over here.
Anthony Azzarelli is the man with
That's
the
me.
beard. That's you. Here we go again. Okay. the
Anthony,
names are
I'm
switched
Anthony
again.
Azzarelli, and
The names keep on switching. So even this
the
is
one
like,
with the beard is Patricio.
the man with the beard is Patricio, and he's your attorney?
Yes, and he's also my partner.
Okay, so Patricio is the attorney and a partner in this
Wow.
establishment.
Yes,
And what about the young lady, the other Patricia?
She's my wife, who's also an attorney.
She's also
And
an
she's,
attorney.
and she's part of this also?
Well, she's listening to make sure it goes right.
Say that
I'm
again.
sorry?
She's just witnessing
So she has nothing to do with this establishment.
she's my wife.
she's Patrick's wife, so she's a part of the establishment as well.
Okay, so she's part of this establishment. So all three of you are part of this establishment.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
may I ask, do you have a signed lease with the landlord?
Yes,
You do have a signed lease.
yes,
Can you provide one to the community board?
I will.
But-
Okay, because I am
Sandy, there is no application in this file.
okay,
I
but
think, you know what, we are not the recommending board from the New York State.
no, I
I
understand,
will-
Barbara.
I can prove that the application, I can prove that you received an application for my set file. I have it.
Barbara, can I make a motion?
Yes.
Being that we have no information and being that there's so much discord here, I recommend that we disapprove the application.
Well, why don't you attorneys to get the information?
Okay. For the board members, there's a, do we have a second to that? Jill Infantino, Infantolino seconds that. Josephine?
Wait a minute, why do I have an opportunity to attorney?
Josephine?
To provide the documentation that you're saying.
It was due to,
And
as you know,
another
in
thing,
court, as you
Mr.
know,
Salas,
in
Mr.
court.
Salas,
this-
you're a
this is
community
the
board
thing.
leader. How are you under the impression if I have a lease that I,
Patricio,
how can you even fathom that?
Patricio, I've never had a more disrespectful attorney. I feel sorry for you.
No.
Josephine, can you please?
Okay, yes,
put these
launched
dates
it.
up?
Okay, so it's a motion to deny the application Tavern by the Pier, 35 Bay Ridge Avenue. Choice 1 is to support that motion. Choice 2 is against. Choice 3 is abstention. Choice 4 is recusal. Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Now he hangs up.
That was
Let him hang.
That was to be community board.
Patricio, get a new attorney. You're a very disrespectful man, and he did not send your application in. You can hang up.
My
too.
application is in, I can prove it, but,
Next.
that's fine,
Not come in. We're not playing with you.
you're not playing with me. I've never, this was
Okay, next item on the agenda. SLA Liquor Wine Beer Sign Renewal Application at Leaf Bar, 6725 Fifth Avenue.
Okay. All right.
Galler, the owner of the Leaf Bar.
Hi, Michael. How are you tonight?
Good, thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you, and you too.
This is like, as Josephine says, 6725 Fifth Avenue. and this is a renewal application. So I may have some questions as I go along based only on, we don't necessarily get too many renewals, so you can help me as we go along. Thomas McCallan is here, correct? And that's the attorney?
That's correct. Thomas
Yes.
McCallum representing Michael.
Okay, great. Let me just mark this off. Both of them are here. I have a question for whoever wrote this out. So I'm sure it's probably Michael. I really can't read your music on Wednesday night, if you can look at that, and Saturday night, 4 to 8. No, Josephine, go back down,
Oh,
Josephine.
okay.
Right there, okay?
Oh, music.
On Wednesday night, I don't know what that says. Jukebox, what is that third one? On the music for Wednesday, what does that say?
Jukebox. Wednesday, yeah. Jukebox.
That says jukebox?
Yeah, I can't really make it out myself, to be honest.
I think it appears to be jukebox Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday it's slightly different.
All right,
And it
so
looks
what is Saturday?
jukebox on Sunday.
Okay, so it's jukebox all the way across. Saturday from 4 to 8 p.m. What is that?
Music,
What kind of music?
live music.
Live music, okay? Because in the application, it does not say live music anywhere that I could see. It only says jukebox all the way through. So let me see. So I'm just gonna make some notes. That's Saturday, 4 to 8 p.m. Okay. There was you can start scrolling, Josephine. There was a hand-drawn floor plan of one of the rooms. The applicant states 86 persons on the application, but anticipates 50 at any one time with 18 seats and 5 tables. So Josephine, with this renewal, does it still call for the certificate of public assembly since it's over 74?
Yeah, so that was my confusion, guys, is that on prior notifications to the board, you did not have the use of the side yard. It's just the backyard. So increasing your occupancy, I wasn't sure if that would trigger a public assembly permit. Also, I noted that sometimes in the side yard, you have vehicles parked there. And is that the area that you were referring to? Are you changing that, or, we just want a little bit of clarification there.
No, cars is like parking for like 3 or 4 cars there.
Okay, so are you gonna be using this area as eating and drinking? Or is this not gonna be? It's just the backyard?
It's just the backyard.
Just the backyard. Okay.
Sure.
Small backyard. Okay. There were 9 noise complaints in the last 2 years for loud music in the party. And I had questions for that because they only say jukeboxes, and the photo that you had was a man playing electric guitar. And Michael, you come on and say, "Oh, I like the band you had there the other day."
Right.
So my question is, you have live music. So you're going to need to make an adjustment on your application to also state live music for Saturday nights. Josephine?
Yes.
Will you mark that down also?
Okay.
And I will also.
And I will also.
Great, thank you,
I'm
Tom.
Mike's representative. Mike's a new client of mine. I looked at the paperwork. Everything you're identifying, I recognized. It needs a little tidying up. I will explain that to Michael. And then there'll be a secondary submission to the Liquor Authority to just tweak it a little bit, because I did a Freedom of Information request. I have the original 2014 application. There is negligible disparities, but it needs to be tightened up a little bit. And I'll go over that with Michael, and then we'll give you ultimately, something that is less fluid and more fixed.
Okay, yeah, the board has a policy whenever we have a notification that's different from a year prior, or if we have adverse
Yep.
history, we ask the client to come in so we can get a sense of what's happening, what's changing, especially outdoor space. As we can all imagine, we live in a residential community, so we want to make sure that when we have outdoor use that we do speak to the applicant and give the public an opportunity to speak as well. So thank you.
No, yeah, I'll work with Michael on that. We can, again, none of this is abusive, but it does need to be cleaned up a little bit, and I'll work with him. Again, I have an older plan that's slightly different, same location. It will just, one reflects X number of tables, X number of seats. We'll get all of that to you, both the amendments on your application and then the submission to the State Liquor Authority to amend the method of operation. It's 95% there, but it is a little, I had trouble reading it, put it that way. So I think that's easy enough to rectify.
Yeah. Okay, also, the outdoor use will be from noon to 11 p.m., correct?
Is that remaining the same, Mike? Yep, okay.
Correct, thank you.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I know you've been open in the past, but in the recent days, the board itself on Monday night may give a little pushback and a little problem with the 4 a.m. closure. So are you fixed with that, or are you willing to maybe close at 2 instead?
We usually close it to, like, during the week, we close like 12 o'clock, 12, 1.
Okay, because the board would much rather see an establishment closing at, 12, 1 than writing down 4 a.m. in the morning.
Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're right here like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And Saturday, Sundays.
Michael, let me speak. Michael, let me speak for a moment. Ms. Vellucci, let me meet with Michael. I don't know what the term of art you use at CB10, but could we table it, adjourn it, and we could resubmit a new definitive application? Because I know it's important that we put it in and it's in accurately, because I know the consequences of a disapproval coming up to the full board vote. And I'd like that opportunity. I don't want Michael to make a reference to something that he's going to say, what did I say that night? So I think I would like to speak to him and submit an amended to the board by today's Tuesday, by Thursday.
But the board meets on Monday. Is that, what do we?
Oh, they meet on Monday?
Yeah,
Monday night's the meeting.
Right. I think it needs cleaning up, and I'll speak to Michael about the consequences of, what he, the way he truly operates. I've done this for 26 years. People say, yeah, we really close at 1 or 2, but we'd like to have the option to open at 4. That's too
Thomas,
wiggly.
can you get it to
That's
us
too
before?
wiggly.
Can you get it to us before close of business tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, because I have a full board hearing at the State Liquor Authority, but I'll talk to Michael Thursday. I can do, but not by tomorrow.
That'll be fine.
You meeting Monday? The full board meets Monday?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'll go over with Michael. We'll do that. And then again, if it is I'll explain consequences. If it's really 2 a.m., everybody wants to have all the flexibility, but I want to put in what's really accurate. And we'll be accurate with the number of tables and chairs.
I
We'll be
appreciate
accurate
that.
with the hours of closing. We'll be accurate with the music. So what you're going to look at is going to look similar, but it will be a record.
All right, so Josephine, if I read these stipulations with the hours, just, as a question, I mean, what do you want? What do we do with this?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. We can vote on a, recommended, and then we can amend it the night of the board meeting. If that's okay. Or we could just wait till the night of the board meeting.
All right, we could do that. Is
We'll
the
wait till
board
the night
okay
of
with
the board
that?
meeting. Okay.
Is the board okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Is
All
the
right.
board meeting a board meeting or a Zoom call?
It's a board meeting
The meeting.
in
It's
person.
actual board meeting.
Yes.
All right, can I attend? Can Michael attend?
Sure, yeah, it's at
Oh,
the,
I'm not
it's,
that affected.
yeah, it's Monday, 1305, 86th Street.
All right, yeah,
night
I'll,
of
I'll,
the
I'll,
board.
I'll, I'll collect that information.
Right.
So, yeah, we'll try to get all that together for you, and then Michael, you know where we're going with this?
Yes,
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right, so you talk to Josephine, and I'll update the report that I have written to reflect what you people have spoken. And then it'll be reflected, given to the board as a whole on Monday evening.
Right, for all intents and purposes, what you have is accurate, but it'll be legible. All right.
Okay, I'm
Thank
good with that.
Thank
See,
you.
how nice when people speak nicely. Here
I
we go.
know, yes.
Okay,
Thanks.
all
And I'm
right.
not gonna represent the
names
prior
are
applicant, I
legible.
promise.
Okay.
Thank you both. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Thomas.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
We
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Take care.
Have a good evening.
much.
Let's go Rangers.
Yes, LGR.
Bye.
All right. Could the board members just stay on for one more minute after Tom and Michael leave?
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good
night.
night.
Is it still an open?
Yeah, so I could, I'll stop